Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of our Very Tall Sicily campaign. So, those of you who have tuned into some of our previous episodes have seen that we are locked in a bitter struggle with Carthage. Unfortunately, I have lost a good chunk of my navy. Carthaginian navy was a bit bigger than mine, and, well, they met us in the open sea, and they did indeed win. Although, for a second there, I thought we might pull out an upset victory with some of our heavier ships. We did have heavier ships than they did, but their numbers ended up prevailing. They landed a bunch of troops in Latium, though, in our feudatory, and then their fleet kind of got out of Dodge. It decided to head back to Carthage, and I thought, you know what? We have this opportunity. Let's go ahead and sail an army to Latium, take down the army that they had landed. And thankfully, our allies are doing a number on the Carthaginians in Gaul. So we're actually in a pretty good spot for this war. However, it does not... They never did get a chance to occupy the war goal, so we have had a ticking war score since the beginning. With that said, I think this is about as good of a war score as we are going to be able to get. So I think we're going to need to go ahead and peace out. Now, if I were to just go and sue for peace... They'll take peace, but they don't want to necessarily give me anything. Yeah, see, they wouldn't take that. But they're close. They're really close. And actually, it was a commenter on the last video who brought up the idea, hey, what if we tried switching to the bellicose stance? And that gives us that war score cost minus 20%. You know what? I'm willing to try it. It's going to cost us 30 political influence. But... yeah, let's try it out. We're going to go to bellicose stance. Cool. Now, I don't want to stay in there too long because I am very dependent on my my feudataries and all my tributaries and allies. So I want to make sure that they are nice and happy with me. And so, and the bellicose stance doesn't necessarily... Well, they don't necessarily like it when I'm, you know, all brash and bellicose. But, yeah, they still won't take that deal. I wonder if I could get maybe, instead of the whole province, something a little bit smaller. Yeah, so they'll take that. And that's not necessarily a terrible deal for this long drawn-out war we fought with Carthage. We have pretty much showed them that if they're going to try to take a bite out of the Sicilian League, well, we tend to bite back. So, I am going to go ahead and I think just do this peace deal. Let's hit the OK button. And hey! It may not have been a major victory, it may not have been an outright victory, but that was a victory against Carthage. Can I immediately switch back to subjugative stance? It's going to cost me 33 political influence. It helps keep the loyalty of those subject states nice and loyal, so I'm going to go ahead and switch right back. So I think in the end that was actually worth it. Emporion, excuse me. I know I always am apologizing for how poorly I pronounce a lot of the words in this game. It's because there's a lot of words that are kind of difficult to pronounce in this game. I am definitely no Latin speaker, Latin scholar, although I guess with the Sicilians we're speaking Greek here. Alright, so let's kind of reassess. We fought a war in Crete. It didn't necessarily go perfectly, but we were perfectly willing to kind of wait them out, try to cause them to have some money issues, and then go in and re-land on Crete, try to attack again. That war ended up getting called short, of course, because Carthage declared war on us. We had to retreat all of our forces from Crete back towards Sicily, which was a good call. And while we did lose quite a bit of our navy, I was pretty happy in general with how that war went. Let's go ahead and sail this army back to Sicily, disband the mercenaries that we have. We don't necessarily need them anymore. Oh, looks like we're going to fight some pirates. We're actually going to gain some ships out of that deal, so that's alright. We'll go ahead and release these mercenaries from their service, from our service. Looks like we could get a new person at court or just morale of armies up. I'll just do that. Works for me. What else? So we did win this fight with Carthage. Obviously, we didn't take any land, but our allies did, our vassals did. Look at Epirus coming all the way across. I mean, they only sent 8 cohorts, but look at Epirus coming all the way across the Mediterranean to fight for their Greek brothers in the Sicilian League over here, all the way in Iberia, or really where like Iberia and Gaul hit. The real MVP, Epirus? No, the real MVP is, of course, the great, the glorious, wonderful people of Sicily. We also have quite a significant population here on Sicily. One of the reasons for that being we actually landed an army of 10,000 horsemen in Carthage, destroyed the fortress that was in Carthage with our megapolyremes, of which we no longer have any. They all perished in that epic sea battle that we fought. But we were able to destroy their fort in Carthage, raid their port, take the city, take a bunch of slaves, and move them back towards Sicily. Hence why we have such a large Carthaginian population here in Syracuse. Look, there are 24 Carthaginian pops in Syracuse itself. I think all of those came from when we took Carthage. Plus, I think we distributed some Carthaginian pops around the rest of the island of Sicily as well. Let's take a look at some of the inventions now that I'm not necessarily worried about spending my huge treasury, my war chest. Let's look at this control range modifier. I guess that extended diplomacy. What is... Alright, so is that diplomatic range? What is control range modifier? If you know what control range modifier is, let me know in the comments. I am, of course, no expert at the game. Just having a lot of fun and enjoying sharing it with people who are interested in watching. And I've been really excited to see that, indeed, a lot of people have watched. People are commenting. I really appreciate every comment I get, especially the ones that offer me, like, you know, good tips and tricks, things that maybe other people have done, maybe things that I'm missing. I appreciate all the comments. Very much so. We're going to let our political influence tick back up. Of course, we're going to want to spend that. I'm thinking probably go with another trade route soon. Although, let's see. Can I build any more buildings? Yeah, I can build 2 buildings here. Let us go with... I think I'm going to go with an academy. Because we do have so many citizens. We almost have 200 citizens. Let's check out our ratio real quick. Alright, it looks like we could actually do with another library. So let's go ahead and do that. Any other inventions that I want? Build costs down. Nah, I'm plenty rich. State religion happiness. You know, that's not terrible. Looks like one of our magistrates have died. That's a shame. Monthly corruption down by 0.02. I think I'm going to go ahead and take that. And aggressive expansion changed down by 0.02. I'll take that one as well. We should also be probably looking to spend a lot of our money rebuilding our navy. And, because let's see, how much money are we currently spending on our navy? We are only spending 12 gold per month on the navy. Let's go ahead and drill these soldiers while I'm thinking about it. We're only spending about 12 gold on our navy. We know that we need our navy to be very large, larger than it was in the last war. So let's go ahead and build to navy. I'm going to build, I think maybe having an even 100 of these small Liburnian ships would be good. Oh, here's a good event. We have a chance to have our national tax rate up by 10% for the next 2 years, or he'll gain 10 loyalty. You know what? I'll take the tax rate. Alright, so how many I would need? And then 10 more. Alright, so that should give me, I believe I counted that right. We should now have, what, 22 Liburnians coming. They will be building in all of the ports around Sicily. Of course, you know, I don't have a ton of ports. Just a few. But yeah, they'll be building all around Sicily. They'll be joining this navy, and we'll have an even 100 Liburnian vessels. That should get a good kickstart to our navy. Of course, we will be looking to build more megapolyremes because, well, they can be pretty useful. I really liked the fact that we were just able to go smash the fortress at Carthage, take a bunch of slaves, take a bunch of pops. My only regret is that I didn't maybe try to do that in a couple more places. Just, you know, land 10,000 troops in, pull them out, send them back home. like little raiding army. Not necessarily designed to win a bunch of battles, but designed to get in, take a bunch of prisoners, and get out. It's kind of a fun way to play. It's maybe not the most efficient way to play, but it is pretty fun. It's kind of cool from like a roleplay perspective as well. Not to say that the Sicilians were sailing around, the pirates of the Mediterranean sailing around to various countries, taking a bunch of slaves and sending them back to Sicily. That's maybe isn't the most historically accurate thing, but it's a lot of fun to just, you know, play around with. As far as our expansionist plans on Crete go, I do still have a desire to take this territory, Kydonia, real quick. I guess I do have a truce with them. Let's see when that truce runs out. September 15th, 1963. 633. Oh, looks like the Gallic local power of Caturgia folded, so they're not going to go to war with Rome. They're just going to give them some territory. I am, however, worried about the mercenary situation on Crete. Because I'm not, like... So if there are mercenaries on the mainland, and I have naval superiority around Crete, who cares whether they hire mercenaries, because they won't be able to make it back to their territory to not be black flagged. Real quick, our Oritary advancement comes through. War score cost, oh. Should have just maybe waited a little bit for that. War score cost minus 25%. Diplomatic reputation. Loyalty of subject states, definitely taking that. Let's go ahead and take that one right now. Perfect. Definitely want that. And I'm also going to do war score costs as well. Ooh, what's this? Retreat delay. That could be useful, but I think I'm going to pass up on it for now. So I would, like, if they hire mercenaries, like, say, in Greece, if I have naval superiority, their mercenaries will be black flagged. They won't be able to come to Crete to unblack flag and, you know, make them active troops. And so then who cares if they hire mercenaries, you know, in Macedon or whatever. It's mercenaries on Crete, specifically, that I'm worried about. Alright, we could get almost 700 gold. That's not terrible, but up to 20% of the non-Kemetic population. Ooh, is this because of the ISIS crisis? Okay. So this is because of the ISIS cult, the Egyptian religion that wanted to come in. We decided to let them take up shop. I just wanted to see what would happen with the event. It looks like they have created quite a stirring problem. There have been large disagreements between the followers of the ISIS cult and the locals in the city of Panormus in Sicily. As the ISIS cultists have tried to recruit more followers, discussions come to a head with the local inhabitants of the city over religious matters, as well as what rights a foreign cult should have on local soil. The ISIS cultists have offered us some funds in return for our aid in these issues, while our people have asked us to get rid of the cult for good. Alright, part of me wants to say, hey, I wonder if I could actually, just, you know, in the confines of the game, actually grow a whole new religion on Sicily, and, like, maybe even switch from being Hellenistic. Of course, as far as good gameplay, that would be a terrible idea, because one of the reasons I'm able to, you know, keep my subjects so loyal is because, well, we get some modifiers for being the same religion. So I think in this case, it might be time to just be done with the problem of the ISIS cult. And unfortunately, that's going to give me some tyranny, but, tyranny's tyranny. So, I wonder, is there a way to see where these mercenaries are? For instance, if I could just hire all of the mercenaries on Crete, go ahead and basically just buy them out, then, so if I, let's try this. If I were to sail my ships, oh, looks like our army needs a new general. We'll go ahead and handle that. Ooh, you look nice, and you're fairly loyal, but losing a bunch of loyalty. I think I'm actually going to go with you because you have decent loyalty, but let's see if we can find a different position in the world for that 10 marshal character. And I'm thinking right here, we put him in charge as our strategist. That means mercenary army maintenance down 10%. We tend to use a lot of mercenaries. Ooh, looks like we have a new military tradition. Let's see. What are we thinking? Now that we have access to iron, we could use some more heavy infantry. We've kind of been going down this path because it gives us some cool mercenary bonuses, but it looks like we don't get another one until way down here in deep coffers. We could continue to follow down this path. We could get archer discipline. We tend to use archers a lot because for most of the game we didn't have access to iron. Ship damage done 5%. That could help us on the seas. We definitely want to stay in naval power. I think I'm just going to take this one. You know what? I'm going to go with specialist infantry. Or, actually, no, I'm going to go with the Sarissa. Let's just make our heavy infantry all that much better. Why not? And just because I can definitely afford it, I'm making 64 gold per turn. Oh, of course, once I start drilling you, it's going to make a little bit less money. But let's actually go ahead and hire a couple more cohorts for our standing army. Let's do maybe 2 more archers. 1, 2, 3, 4 more heavy infantry. So that will give us 6. And then let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will give us 40,000, a standing army of 40,000 instead of 30,000. You know, why not? We have the money, we have the manpower. Anyway, I was in the middle of a mission. Let's take... Looks like we have the Olympic Games to contend with. The general, or we could have someone really... Alright, we'll send the general. He'll come back eventually. In the meantime, I'll find someone else to lead the army, maybe. Let's send... Now, I can't hire any mercenaries yet because I don't have the military experience. So, yeah, indeed, I do want to have someone training you up. I am going to wait. It'll be okay. I'm going to wait for my general to come back from the Olympics. It's fine. We are gaining military experience pretty fast, especially when our army has been drilling for a long time. At one point, we got military experience gain of 0.8, which is very good. Yeah, so I have a feeling it was like these mercenaries right here that were so expensive for me. And unfortunately, I cannot hire them. Yeah, alright, so I can't hire them. It says... Oh, because I lack the amount of military experience I need. So if I could actually hire the mercenaries away from Crete and then just keep them from being able to bring more mercenaries onto the island, I think it would be a cakewalk to just basically march over the island. So I think I'm going to do that. Looks like my navy is outside of naval range. Ooh, I will definitely do the Touched by Hermes. We get the local tax as well as 415 gold. Yes, please. Let's go ahead and get another invention. Ooh, all of... Oh no! Okay, alright. Okay, Imperator Rome. Let's talk for a second. I've been over here sending people off to the Olympics time after time after time. Not just in this playthrough, but in all of my, Hellenistic playthroughs. I have sent people off to the Olympics that I don't care about. I've sent people off to the Olympics who are amazing. Sent people off to the Olympics who are terrible. Sent people off to the Olympics that I literally just want out of my country. Or specifically, it's a great way to fire people without them getting too upset about it. And the one time, and I really mean the one time, where I send a man off to the Olympics, and I'm like, you know what? I really can't wait until he comes back because I need him to take control of my army again. The Olympics go off and kill him. The one time. The one time I needed him. Oh well, tragedy at the Olympics. All of Sicily mourns. The first Stratos is especially broken up about it as their fearless general has left them for the afterlife. So let's look at who we can hire. Oh man. Well, there's you. You have decent loyalty. I don't really want to hire if I were to hire you, would your family no longer consider itself scorned? Still has a scorned family. Alright. Just gonna grant him a holding real quick. And let's do this one. Sure. I haven't played around too much with the granting of the holdings. It seems like a cool feature. I just haven't done it. Oh, and of course, let's have him drill. Alright, so my boats are going to come back. We're still rebuilding the Navy. That's still a thing we're doing. We are definitely not done with that. I probably am actually going to want somewhere along the lines of like 200 ships. And a lot more heavy ships. This is what killed me. Speaking of, let's go ahead and do it. I think I currently have 2 hexaremes. Let's go ahead and make that 20, shall we? So I need 18 of them, right? Alright, so that's 18 by my count. We'll see if I miscounted. Monthly popularity gain, that's good. National citizen happiness, both of those are good. I will take them. And citizen happiness. Perfect. Anything else? Ooh, naval morale recovery. That's fine, I guess, but I think I'm going to pass on it for now. I'm still just making so much money that I'm not necessarily worried too much about building my navy up. Very strong. Let's go ahead and make sure that for the last 100 years or so of this campaign, we are not matched at sea again. Period. End of story. No one should be able to challenge us at sea. Let's actually go to the ledger and take a look. Who has the most boats? It's Carthage with 306. It won't be for long. I currently have 112. We're going to go through a massive building project and see if we can build up a fleet that will rival Carthage. Uh-oh, we're no longer importing iron. Okay, well. Why not? I'm still getting some iron, so I can still build heavy infantry, so that's alright. Let's see. I think I'm going to go once again with national tax rate. I also am going to go ahead and I know that I have quite the queue of boats a building, but let's go ahead and build 5 megapolaremes. We're just going to start out with 5. We are, of course, going to build more. So I can't import more iron right now, so instead I think I'm just going to go with... For freedom, we could have some slaves become freemen, or we could gain a bunch of money, but lose some popularity and gain some corruption. I am okay with the slaves becoming freemen. I'm going to go ahead and bring in some livestock. If I were to get a surplus in the capital, I would get a pop promotion speed up by 25%. That's pretty good, especially in the capital where I have so many pops that very often find themselves needing to be promoted. Although, right now, our ratio is pretty even, about where it wants to be. At least in Syracuse. Some of these other places may be a little different. I can build another building in Syracuse. I'm going to go ahead and build an aqueduct. And also, let's go ahead and entice business investments to get more people trading with us. We have passed the our time when we can go back to war with whatever country this is. So I think I am going to do what I said. Wait, let's see who they're allied with. Real quick. They have one ally. It's still this little country beside them. Okay, so I'm not going to be caught off guard this time. I'm going to take these 116 ships. Come over here. Let's see if I can hire these mercenaries on Crete. Let's remove them from the situation. Even if I were just to move them to Sicily, because they don't have boats of their own. They can't. That's how I've trapped so many mercenaries for my on Sardinia. These mercenaries I'm just keeping in the bank just in case I need them. Also, it keeps other people from hiring them to against me because, well, they don't have any boats. They can't go back to their home. One of these groups, yeah, has a bunch of elephants. They're from Carthage. Looks like we're going to fight some pirates. I'm not worried about any pirate fleet at this point. In fact, they just gave me 5 more ships. Perfect. I do, because I'm building all these ships, have these little one ship fleets sailing around. That's alright. I can hire you. Gonna hire you. Going to immediately move you on here. And hey, I'm going to use this as my invasion force when it comes time to actually take some territory on Sicily. So let's bring it back to Syracuse so that they are unblack flagged. And let's get ready for another war with Crete. I've wanted Crete for a really long time. The people of Sicily, well, what can we say? We were born on islands, we live on islands. Yeah, we've dabbled in the mainland, we've dabbled against Rome, we've even fought wars against Macedon, and even Carthage, but our home, we are a sea people, and we want all of the major islands in the Mediterranean, and Crete is definitely one of the islands that we want. I'll go ahead and trade and oops, I missed the click. I was going to do it, trade some grain away with one of my feudatories. I'll trade some grain away with you. They have gonna take a couple months, I think, to, you know, get their morale up a little bit. We can get a new researcher. None of you look particularly amazing. You're only a 3-star researcher. If I hire you, you'll be disloyal. So I guess I'll go with you. I guess he wouldn't have been disloyal because he was at 30 loyalty. If I hired him, he gets like a 20 loyalty bump, so he would have been at like 50 loyalty, but still, I don't like hiring low loyal people. Morale is of course ticking up. You know what, I'll have him drilling just in the meantime. Our economy can definitely handle the influx of mercenary soldiers. I'm also not necessarily messing around anymore when it comes to Crete. I am not just going to land the mercenaries, but also I am going to take my standing army to Crete as well. We are going to make sure that we get our foothold on Crete. And now, we're not taking the land. For those of you who may be just joining us, we have kind of promised ourselves we are not expanding off the island of Sicily. And you might ask, well, if you're not expanding off the island of Sicily, well, what are you doing? Well, we're taking as many tributaries, feudatories, subject client states as we can, just to better protect ourselves. This is a purely defensive move, maybe not so much on Crete. On Crete, I think we're going for, you know, just to expand the Sicilian League, expand our version of, well, paradise. After all, look at how civilized and advanced the island of Sicily is. We want to spread our culture, our refined taste, our booming metropolises with the rest of the world. We just don't necessarily want to spread it ourselves. We want to bring our enlightenment to the other nations. Alright, so the Oracle at Delphi. The Oracle at Delphi has been the rise and fall of many legendary heroes. Ill tidings arrive from the Oracle with a messenger, bearing news of the bad times to come unless Sicily is to get a new leader. The nobles of our society start looking at Agathocles with skeptical eyes as the Oracle herself has said he is ill-befitting a leader. Maybe it is time to change our leadership? What? No. No. We are king. Gosh darn it. And we are still healthy. And while we may not necessarily be the best king, we are the king of Sicily. And we will stay the king of Sicily. But we should not tempt the gods. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and pay the 209 gold to appease them somewhat. We have plenty of cash in the bank. let's go ahead and get some more livestock. That's just going to help us a little bit more with... now we get the pop promotion speed, so that's good. Uh-oh. Okay. The gods are silent as the days continue. In the end, the priests bring us the ill news. It seems the gods have truly decided that there is no redemption for Agathocles IV. With these two blowbacks to our rule, it is a matter of time before someone will topple our current leadership. So we're going to lose a bunch of legitimacy. Our legitimacy is going to go down by 0.2 per month. Our omen power is going to go down by 10%. And we're going to lose a bunch of popularity. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. Not good at all. He's going to try to win back. He's not necessarily the smartest man when it comes to military matters, but he's going to try to win back his people with a war against Crete. Let's see. The mercenaries have almost reached where they want to be with morale. I think I will do some... maybe nah, no need to do the aggressive expansion. Impact invention quite yet. We're just going to keep waiting until we are full morale. And that is full enough for me. Let's go ahead and load both our mercenary army as well as our standing army into these ships and prepare them for a long voyage across the Mediterranean and across the Aegean, or to the Aegean. Because yes, we are going to take this city. Okay, alright. So I'm being met with some bad luck. Ooh, ooh, ooh! What? Is it gonna pop? Alright, so, forgive me. This is obviously bad news for our country. But, a large rumbling sound is the only warning our people receive before Etna erupts, spouting large amounts of ash and lava all across... oh no. And the nearby provinces. Most of those living in the area have little to no time to prepare themselves for the danger, and there's a large number of casualties and destructions across the area. Catani gets entirely buried by volcanic ash and lava from Etna, leaving the area almost uninhabitable. Some people have started wondering if this is some sort of punishment sent by the gods, if we have offended or insulted them in one way or another. Wow, up to 80% of the population is killed by the volcanic eruption. So Sicily might be really tall, but we have taken a huge step back as far as population is going to go in this episode. How many people are living there now? So there's only 46, or maybe there were actually a lot more than that. I think there were about 46. I think that was it. I think when I hit the button, that's when the event will fire. So I'm going to lose most of the pops in Catani. A lot of the pops in Morgantina and Taorminin. But, alright, so that's all, of course, the bad news. The good news, maybe we get to see the volcano erupt? Yeah, we do! Let's watch it! Okay, is it gonna, like, blow up or just kind of simmer? I want to see it blow up. I want to see it blow up so bad. There it goes! Alright, that was cool. That was cool. That was, honestly, you know what? That was worth losing all that for. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. That was worth it. I was actually really excited to get that event, even though I obviously should not have been. Look at it! Oh, look at this side. Is that the lava, like, slowly going down? Oh, that's so cool. Alright, sorry, I've just been marveling at the volcano. It's just that, like, this... Let's give credit where credit's due. A lot of people have had their problems with this game. I personally think this game has gotten worlds better since release. And you know what? I even didn't hate it at release. But One thing that I think we should just say is that Paradox did a fantastic job with the map, and having this like living, breathing map with a volcano that's like still spewing smoke out in the air, it's just so cool. It's a living, breathing map that's so different, like the Victoria 2 map, for instance. I really love that game. Definitely want there to eventually be a Victoria 3, but I really love the Victoria 2 game, but like that map, it's like cool and I guess it's stylistic, but like, come on. You know, I mean, it's dated. It's just dated, which, you know, is it? It's dated. It's all right. It was great for what it's good for what it is, but it's not. It's no Imperator map, and yeah, I can't wait also for the Crusader Kings 3 map. It's gonna look great, and I really hope that the Crusader Kings 3, and I have no reason to believe it wouldn't, will also have like dynamic events like this where volcanoes erupt and so cool. I also love the fact that, like, when you get a big city, your city grows. It's great. Anyway, well, our king is going to try to win back some of the love and adulation of the people by, well, doing what his fathers have done, and he is going to try to invade another country and take another feudatory under his wing. We'll see if he is successful on the next one. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to go ahead and do it to you. I'm going to leave you on the cliffhanger. We will be going to war with Crete. We are already there. We are ready to go. But that is unfortunately where I'm going to have to call it quits for the day. In this episode, we did some important things. We are trying to rebuild our navy. We've done a lot of just kind of planning work. And yes, we have prepared us for, I believe, the final push to finally take Crete. Albeit, you know, if we got declared, if some other major country declared war on us, we may once again have to call off our plans. But I think we are pretty safe to say that Crete will be ours. However, for those of you who've watched some of the earlier episodes, I've said that Crete will be ours a couple of times now, and it's still living free. Anyway, I hope you tune in next time. I hope you've enjoyed this one. And if you have, give me a like and subscribe. And, well, yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, y'all.